so I'm Rebecca and I'm going to explain SigFigs. SigFigs, which are otherwise known as significant figures, have some important rules to them. SigFigs may seem confusing at first, but once you get the hang of them, you'll be able to apply them to all your answers easily. The first rule for SigFigs is pretty easy to understand. It says that non-zero digits are always significant. Each non-zero digit is a SigFig. So the number 46.78 would have 4 SigFigs because 4, 6, 7, and 8 are all significant numbers. That would mean that your answer would come out as 46.78 because of the 4 SigFigs. Now there's rule 2. Any zeros that are between two significant digits are significant. So if the zero is trapped between two whole numbers, then it is considered significant. Now by looking at example 2, we can use rule 2 to see that the number 409 has 3 SigFigs because the zero is trapped in between two significant numbers. Then we can look at the number 50.55 and it will contain 4 SigFigs, and that is because the zero is also trapped in between two significant numbers. If the zero is after a number and before the decimal, and if there is more numbers after the decimal, like the number 50.55, then it is still considered trapped. Then we have rule 3, which says that trailing zeros in the decimal portion only are significant. By using rule 3, this means that the number 3.0 has two significant numbers because the trailing zero comes after the decimal. But in the number 300, there is only one SigFig because the trailing zeros come consequently after without a decimal. Now that we've gone through all the rules, we must establish one more thing with SigFigs. While using SigFigs, there are a few cases where zeros are not significant. First, space-holding zeros in numbers less than 1 are not SigFigs, so the number 0.09060 has only 4 SigFigs. The reason there aren't 5 or 6 SigFigs is because the first two zeros don't have a non-zero digit before them and because they aren't trapped. Another example when zeros are not significant is when trailing zeros as a whole number aren't significant. This means the number 200 has only one SigFig, and the number 2500 would only have 2 SigFigs. Now we have gone through all the steps for the introduction of SigFigs. I hope this was helpful and that you are now able to apply SigFigs to your work. Thanks for watching!